On Saturday, October 27, 2018, members of the Islamic movement in Nigeria clashed with military personnel in Zuba, Gwagwalada Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The official statement from the military indicated that members of the group had attempted to obstruct a military convoy transporting weapons with a view to snatching the consignment of weapons. IMN, that's Islamic Movement of Nigeria officials, positioned was that its members were on a trek to storm Abuja with a 1 million member march to demand the release of their leader, Mr. Ibrahim el-Zakzaki. The confrontation with the military continued on Sunday, October 28, 2018, along the Kubwa Expressway, as the Islamic Movement of Nigeria members again attempted to storm the nation's capital. They attacked security personnel, which in turn necessitated the security personnel to take defensive steps. IMN issued a statement afterwards to malign the personnel they had attacked by lying that they overheard a conversation about orders from above for maximum force to be deployed against their members. On Monday, 29th October 2018, was rendered violent by Islamic Movement of Nigeria members who surfaced this time around in the Karunyanya-Maraba axis with the same goal of attempting to overwhelm Abuja, the nation's capital, in their numbers, and to carry out violent protests under the guise of demanding the release of their leader, el-Zakzaki. These acts of criminality forced handiworking against Nigerians to trek long distance to get to their homes, while children in the affected vicinities have been traumatized by the ringing of gunshots as a result of the face-off between IMN and security operatives. This is not healthy for our nation's capital. This is not healthy for Nigeria as a nation. We note with disenchantment and dismay that Charles Oputa, also known as Charley Boy of our Mumu campaign, was actively part of the protests, which raises questions as to how much of this madness is linked to the 2019 general elections. And we must take proper note of this, which we have now reliably gathered people have been mobilized to undermine the 2019 elections by contriving or raising security breaches. We have now been made aware that more of the stooges paid by the opposition to use the IMN as foot soldiers to foment trouble and use falsehood to catch international attention. A red flag that should be visible to everyone is why Charley Boy would openly identify with violent extremists when he had all along postured that his activism is for public good. In the space of few weeks, the Islamic Movement of Nigeria is on the verge of adding Abuja to the list of countries or capitals that are now not safe for international travel and investment. If they succeed in doing this, or if we collectively permit it, then they would have assisted Iran in destroying Nigeria without even invading us in the first instance. This we must not let happen. It is worthy of note that the Kaduna State government has outlawed the Islamic Movement of Nigeria as a militarized extremist group that is a clear danger to the society. These decisions on the part of Kaduna State government followed due process established by law and recognized by the Constitution, including a judicial commission of inquiry that indicted the Islamic Movement of Nigeria. We pray that the souls of those departed rest in peace. We mourn and sympathize with the families so affected. However, we must take note that every life matters. The terrorist that goes out to bomb whole cities is a human life. And if that terrorist is allowed unfettered, he can also, his wish is to make sure that the whole earth is obliterated. Nations are wiped out. So if we can stop terrorists in their tracks before they crumble the nation, before they obliterate the nation, before they wipe over 200 million citizens, then that should happen. We sympathize with the lives lost, with the families of those who lost members, and we also urge IMN, the Islamic Movement of Nigeria, to look at the relevant laws of Nigeria and work within the precincts of the law. You see, Amnesty International, we have known that Amnesty seemed to have a very veiled motive. When it was Boko Haram then attacking Nigeria from left, right, and center, they said, oh, why will the Nigerian army go after the Boko Haram and the rest of them? They wanted Boko Haram to eliminate all of us before they will now say, oh, we are upholding civil rights. Today, it is the IMN, the Islamic Movement of Nigeria. They came, crumbling activities, damaging people's cars. The next thing, they will jump into people's houses, start raping women, start slaughtering people. We are talking of 1 million people marching randomly without any control, and then Amnesty will wake up and start telling you, no, they should go to their countries and do this amnesty, and then they should allow people to go about lawlessly, destroying things in their country. We know the origins of Amnesty International, and from their activities and antecedents, we can now boldly say that they have veiled and ulterior motives, and we warn Amnesty International to please retrace their steps. They should not interfere with the sovereignty of Nigeria. They should not interfere with the peace and security of Nigeria. They should not act as forces that have been subtly let out to cripple and crumble the nation Nigeria. We will not allow that from anybody or any entity. Thank you.